The world of boxing has seen many legendary matchups throughout the years, but few have left as big of an impact as the bout between Mike Tyson and Buster Douglas. In 1990, Tyson was one of the most dominant heavyweight champions in boxing history, with an undefeated record and an unparalleled reputation for his ferocious fighting style. Douglas, on the other hand, was considered a significant underdog. He was a relatively unknown fighter with a record of 29 wins, 4 losses, and 1 draw. However, a series of victories, including a victory over Trevor Berbick, made him a candidate for the fight. Bookmakers were taking bets of 42-1 on Douglas's victory. 23 days before the fight, Douglas suffered a tragedy when his mother died, but he didn't give up the fight. And later in an interview, he said that this moment made him stronger. Before the fight, Mike Tyson had been the dominant force in boxing for years, with an impressive record of 37 wins and no losses, 33 of which were by knockout. Despite the fact that Tyson led an unhealthy lifestyle before this fight, and his training was mostly in strip bars, he was still considered the favorite. Initially, Tyson was supposed to fight Holyfield, but due to Tyson's long break, he was paired with an easier opponent, Buster Douglas. Tyson entered the ring surrounded by chaos. The divorce with Robin Givens, the lawsuits with Don King, the dismissal of Kevin Rooney clearly did not allow Mike to concentrate on preparing for the fight. However, Tyson's intimidating aura overshadowed all the negative aspects. Bets were not being taken on who would win the match, but on what minute of the first round Tyson would knock out his opponent. However, from the very beginning of the round, a different Tyson appeared before the viewers. He was less dynamic and threw single punches instead of series. The reason for this was clearly his poor physical shape. As for Douglas, he looked quite confident. Usually Tyson managed to defeat his opponents even before the ring, but Douglas was not one to be intimidated. He moved easily around the ring and did not allow Tyson to get close to him. And if Tyson managed to get closer, Douglas responded effectively. In the second round, every time Tyson managed to shorten the distance and get closer to his opponent, Douglas responded with Tyson's own weapons, uppercuts and hooks. The first 2 rounds were run by Douglas. In the third round, Tyson began to act more actively, but it was not enough, and Tyson lost the 3rd round in a row. The most attentive viewer of this fight was probably Evander Holyfield, who was guaranteed $12 million for his fight against Tyson, but only if Tyson won today. In the 4th round, Douglas continues to dominate and wins the round again. In the 5th round, Douglas literally pounds Tyson, and a hematoma appears above Tyson's left eye. During the break, team members of Aaron Snowell and Jay Bright's team brought almost nothing to the corner and applied a rubber glove filled with ice water to Tyson's eye. This episode perfectly characterizes the state of the team and Tyson as a whole. Douglas easily avoided Tyson's strikes. Tyson on that day was not capable of more and practically tried to clinch after every strike. In the 8th round, Douglas noticeably slowed down, and Tyson began hitting harder in hopes of landing that one decisive punch. And at the end of the round, when Douglas decided to go on the attack, Tyson landed a right uppercut that sent his opponent to the canvas. The referee counts very slowly. It takes 13 seconds from the moment Douglas hit the floor to the moment he lifts his hand off the ground. However, Douglas was probably keeping track of time that the referee gave him and trying to give himself as much time as possible to recover. Obviously, this punch was not the one that could end the match. Since the knockdown occurred at the end of the round, Tyson was unable to develop his success. However, the referee's long count made this episode one of the most famous in boxing history. It created a huge amount of controversy and doubt among fans and experts. In the 9th round, Mike again attacks aggressively, but Douglas counterattacks and takes the initiative back. Both boxers looked tired, but Douglas didn't want to lose. As for Tyson, he was not the beast that we're used to seeing, destroying his opponents and seeming invincible. Today, Iron Mike was just a regular guy who could be possibly defeated. In the 10th round, Mike started with an excellent right punch, but that was the last bright moment in his favor in this fight. The reigning champion looks exhausted, and now Douglas shakes his opponent with a right uppercut and continues with a series of accurate punches, sending Tyson to the canvas and putting an end to one of the brightest eras in the super heavyweight division. Mike tries to get up with all his might, but he can't. Today, Mike suffered his first defeat in his career. This fight will be called the greatest upset in boxing history.